Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and now on Instagram, Movies TV Mad X. Wasn't planning on going live today. I know I promised I would be live today, but I've got a few things on. But this broke from reality. This broke from variety. So basically, there's DC drama afoot. This is huge. According to Variety, Ezra Miller will not return for the DC universe from James Gunn and Peter Safran. And Jason Momoa is in talks to play Lobo. We already knew that, so who knows if they're just spreading old news for the sake of it. And Gal Gadot apparently isn't returning as Wonder Woman. And with some of the shit she's been saying online about a certain international incident, I couldn't be more happier. To be honest, I've always loved Gal as Wonder Woman, but I don't want her to come back. I want a new Wonder Woman. I don't see the point of her coming back without Henry, without Ben, without Ezra, Jason as Aquaman. So there's more to this Variety breaking DC news than that. Apparently, allegedly, we have to say that, Jason Momoa went on to set drunk during Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom shoot, demanding that Amber Heard was fired. Now, apparently, Elon Musk allegedly saved her job. That doesn't surprise me. Allegedly, he threatened to not literally, but burn the house down. So a very powerful boyfriend in Elon Musk. Of course, I don't think they're together anymore. By the way, she does have a child. Whose child is that? That's something we don't know. Not that I care about the parentage of Amber Heard's child. Shall we read this article? Because this is huge. There's a lot of kind of things to this. You can feel now that the industry is getting back to normal with huge stories like this. This is big goss. This is why I'm live, and we're going to get into it. And please comment. Let me know what you think about this breaking DC news. Wow. We're back, baby. And this is why you need James Gunn. This is why we need to go and start again and do something new. Because the DCEU has been a fucking mess from day one. Whether you like the movies or not, and I love a lot of the movies in the DCEU, it was a mess from day one. A lot of this shit was going on. You can't have nonsense like this going on. And you can't blame James Gunn for this. This is nothing to do with James Gunn. Anyway, just take a listen to this. What a shit show this is. Aquaman 2 flooded with drama. Jason Momoa allegedly drunk on set. Amber Heard scenes cut. Elon Musk's letter to WB and more. So if you're just coming, welcome to the show. There are your headlines. DC drama on the Aquaman set. Momoa allegedly drunk on set, demanding Amber Heard was fired. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Anyway. I hate pop-ups, don't you? Anyway, where are we? These waters are getting choppy. On the same day, in mid-September, the Warner Brothers dropped the trailer for its $215 million Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom embarrassing documents from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial surfaced on Reddit, creating a new headache for the studio behind the film. Well, look, the Amber Heard situation was always a nightmare for this movie, but when you hear why and how they got onto Reddit, then you'll understand. Oh, great. Pop-ups. Hang on, Blue Beetle, I'm going to read your message. Right. Let me just get rid of these. Right. Go away. That's it. Sorry. Not you, Blue Beetle. I'm trying to read your message. Oh. Right. Where are we? Blue Beetle. Good day, Mick. And chat. Hello, Blue Beetle. Welcome to the live chat. So a few technical gremlins going on, but I'm trying to get through it. Right, Depp fans paid the court fees for the release of documents from Heard's therapist. Dr. Dawn Hughes, the raw notes scribbled on a legal pad were part of last year's high-profile trial in which Depp largely prevailed. They describe a hostile Aquaman set where an allegedly intoxicated Jason Momoa dressed like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from Depp. Hang on, yeah. So yeah, dressed like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from the role of aquatic superhero Mira. Hang on a minute. Well done, Jason Momoa. Yes, brilliant. He dressed up as Johnny Depp, turned up on set and demanded she be fired. Absolutely fantastic. Blue Beetle. A cool drinking game takes shot every time WBDC has drama. Yeah, listen, I mean, look, there's drama everywhere. It isn't just with DC. But the good news is, Blue Beetle, this isn't with James Gunn. This is not with Peter Safran, even though he was the producer of this film and other DCEU films. This is not part of the new future. This is because the DCEU was always a shit show. This is why we need a new direction. The Heard situation was always going to come up again. I mean, she was always going to damage, this film's box office. We already know that. Zack Snyder cast her. Yep, Zack Snyder cast her. Don't forget that. So where are we? Come on. Jesus Christ. Right. Jason said he wanted me fired, the notes say. Jason drunk, late on set, dressing like Johnny, has all the rings too. A rep for Momoa declined to comment, but a DC spokesperson pushed back on Heard's characterization, saying Jason Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Others echoed that sentiment. Jason works his arse off, likes to have a beer once in a while, like everyone, but doesn't show up drunk to set, says an insider who was on the London set in 2021, adding that the two stars got along and were seen joking together. And he isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He has always dressed in that bohemian style. So this is very interesting, though, because these notes have been leaked. So are the notes fake? Well, of course, they're going to deny all of this anyway, right? Heard declined comment, but a source close to the actress confirmed that the notes refer to the Aquaman 2 set and reflect the session from December 27, 2021. Another source close to the actress says her lawyers fought the release of the therapy notes, which had been subpoenaed by Depp's attorneys during discovery. Momoa wasn't the only Aquaman principal to land in the crosshairs. The therapy session also painted a picture of Heard feeling unsupported by the film's director, James Wan. We love you, James. We love you, Jason. Why should you be supported, sweetheart? You lied about being abused by Johnny. You crapped on his bed. Why should anyone, and you admitted it, you were there in court, we know this is true. Why should James Wan support you? And why should Jason Momoa support you? Who the fuck do you think you are? Why do women these days, in the industry especially, think they should be supported no matter what toxic thing they do? So, up yours, Amber. Yeah, Heard feeling unsupported by the film's director, James Wan, and treated like a pariah because of her high-profile legal battle with her ex-husband. You are a pariah. You are a pariah. What are you talking about? Are you that deluded? Jesus Christ. He raised his voice at me. I can't even post about Aquaman. Made it like it was my fault. I said, I'm sorry. Say Hughes notes in relevance to one. Nobody could take selfies with me on set, given blackout. Oh, well, that's life, sweetie. MFC Production. Hey, Mick, hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well at MFC Productions. Welcome to the live chat. I'm breaking some huge DC news. A shit show on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Amber Heard feeling unsupported. Good. Jason Momoa allegedly turning up pissed. Probably on Guinness. He likes his Guinness, doesn't he? And he was impersonating Johnny Depp, wearing the rings and all. Well done, Johnny Depp, and demanding Heard get fired. One declined comment. The DC spokesperson says James is known for treating members of his cast and crew with the utmost respect and for fostering a positive collaborative environment on set. The Aquaman films were no exception. And yet Heard was nearly fired. Sources on both sides tell Variety following Aquaman's release in 2018. The studio and Wan decided to drop the actress from the sequel due to her lack of chemistry with Momoa. Sent a letter to her attorney, Carl Austin, informing him of its decision. Former DC Films boss Walter Hamada testified in the defamation trial about the issue of chemistry. Those sources underscore that the move to bounce Heard was unrelated to Depp and took place before her filed suit against the actress in 2019. Likewise, Momoa was not involved in the decision-making, but another source pushed back on the lack of chemistry narrative, noting that Heard did a chemistry test with Momoa before landing the role of Mira and beat out two other actresses who did a similar role. Let me just say something here. Johnny Depp got her the gig. So whether she had chemistry with Jason or she didn't, she was going to get the gig. James couldn't even decide who was going to play his Mira, right? So that was always going to happen. So we can see from the movie, even though James created, some chemistry, some false chemistry, we got eyes and ears, right? It's clear they didn't have great chemistry, but they got away with it because James Wan is a great director and Jason forced it as well. There would have been better actors who could have had better chemistry with Jason, and we all know that. So I don't give a shit who this source is. MSC Productions, is this live about DC? Ask a question about another TV show film. Is this live? Right, I have to apologize to you lot again. I've got these fucking heart things here in different MOJ emotions, and I can't get rid of them. So they're actually blocking what you're saying, so I have to kind of guess sometimes, just to let you know. Right, you can ask me about anything in entertainment. You can ask me about Big Brother, you can ask me about Doctor Who, so anything you want to talk about. If it's TV, if it's entertainment-based, we can talk about it, right? But basically, feel free to talk about anything in my knowledge base. But this is Movies TV Mad. John, hey Mick, good evening, John. We got some breaking DC news. Jason Momoa allegedly pissed on Guinness on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, dressing up like Johnny Depp, demanding Amber Heard get fired. And according to Variety as well, Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot are not returning to DC. Don't care about that. I'm quite comfortable with Gal not coming back, and I'm even more comfortable without Ezra Miller coming back. That's why he's trapped in the George Clooney Batman universe. It was obvious. Anyway, welcome to people who don't want to talk, who don't want to comment. I'd love you to comment, but if you don't feel confident in commenting, that's fine. Blue Beetle, do you think Aquaman 2 will perform better than The Flash or even Black Adam? I think what you'll find is, look, I've seen a test screening. This film is a fucking Wrath of Khan movie. Something devastating happens within this movie. It gets really dark in the middle to the third act. But I think, like everyone stands by a car crash, right? Or something happening in the street. I think more people will come for this movie just to see what it is. It will do slightly better, I'm sure. MFC Productions, have you heard there is a Doctor Who concert coming up on the 15th? Yes, I've heard. I'm very excited. And we will hear the new opening theme. Right, the concert has actually happened, but yeah, you'll be able to listen to it on radio too, and eventually it will be on the iPlayer. I absolutely adore the Doctor Who concerts, MFC Productions. Absolutely love them. From the first one, I literally, while I'm making dinner, I've got Doctor Who and At the Proms 2013. I love that one. That's my favourite. So very exciting, yeah. 60th anniversary. I don't know how anyone can beat what Moffat did with The Day of the Doctor and the biopic of an adventure in space and time. Moffat covered everything. It was amazing. He gave us John Hurt as a brand new Doctor. Good luck topping that, RTD. Blue Beetle, I think Gal is a bit overrated. Kal-El, no. I like her as Wonder Woman, but I don't think she's a great actress. I think terrible piece of casting for her to play the evil queen in Snow White. I think it's going to be lame. I think it's going to be cringe. Yeah, I don't think she's a great actress. She did well under Zach's, Tutelage when he was directing her. But yeah, I'm happy for her not to be Wonder Woman anymore. Blue Beetle, does it have to be with Aquaman Baby like in the comics? Do you want me to tell you? No, it's a spoiler. I have mentioned it on a video on this platform. If you're all agreeable, I'll confirm what Blue Beetle's just said. So, right. Ultimately, the studio never pulled the trigger on firing Heard because her former boyfriend, Elon Musk, one of his litigators, sent the scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't brought back for the sequel. Says a source familiar with the behind-the-scenes battle. Warner Brothers caved and moved forward with Heard. Musk did not respond to a request for comment. I'm not surprised. Well, basically, I said to you months ago that she must have had some shit on them for her to still be on this film. But I didn't know at the time that she'd been with Musk. Johnny Depp, Elon Musk. I mean, she's not even all that. Jesus Christ, boys. You can do better than a nut job that craps on your fucking bed. Blue Beetle, I don't mind spoilers. Right, yes, that's what happened. That's what happens. Yes. MSC Productions, do you think the 60th special will air daily 23rd? I have a theory that if it were me, my preference is for everything to actually be on the actual anniversary. I don't see the point of it being weekly. That's shit because the excitement goes by the anniversary. Put it all on the day. Make it a special day. John, do you think we will see the new Doctor in one of David's episodes? Oh, absolutely. Shooty is going to be more. Is going to be there more than you think. He's going to be front and center. I think there was a scheduling issue, but I think he's definitely there, and he's going to be in another place. You may even see Shooty and Tennant on screen together. I believe Russell T Davies is rebooting Doctor Who again. I don't think he's a fan of the Moffat era or the Chibnall era, and he wants to delete all of that. So yes, get ready to be triggered on the anniversary, the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. I'm fine with whatever he chooses to do. So where are we? The drama is being rehashed at a time when DC Entertainment toppers James Gunn and Peter Safran are poised to close the book on the previous regime's. Where are we? Close the book on the previous regime's superhero slate with the December 20 release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Since Warner Brothers chiefs Pam Adby and Mike DeLuca joined the studio in June 2022, followed by Gunn and Safran's entrance 4 months later, the four have been saddled with DC duds they inherited, including this year's The Flash, 271 million worldwide, Blue Beetle, 128 million worldwide, and still the Aquaman sequel held promise considering that the character's first outing earned 1.15 billion worldwide. This phone is useless. Where are we? Come on, people. On-set sources dispute that the film was on time under budget and needed only about a week of reshoots. So basically, right, there's a bit more, but my phone's frozen. MFC Productions. Am I the only one who is worried Wilf will be killed off? I got that feeling when David says in the latest trailer, "Why does it have to be this?" I thought he said, "Why does it have to be you?" I didn't realize he said, "Why does it have to be this?" I don't think Wilf's going to be there a lot. I think that look, I think what's his name? I forgot the actor's name. He's obviously passed away, regrettably. But I don't think he was able to do a lot. I think it's nothing more than a little cameo. Maybe he'll die in his sleep or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that worried if Wilf dies or not. I think they could have done a little bit more than reunite David and Catherine again. What I liked about The Day of the Doctor, even though it brought back David, it was it wasn't nostalgic. It didn't really throw so many cameos at you, and it was its own thing. Blue Beetle, have you heard the rumors? Rumors have Hush being the villain for the Batman 2. Well, I've said many times before, Blue Beetle, that I believe there's a multitude of villains in the Batman 2, not just one. And Hush could be or may not be one of them. Yeah, MFC Productions, Bernard Cribbins, legend. How can I forget his name? Why Arc 9? Do you think James Gunn have Lex Luthor running for president like Justice League Unlimited? I love President Luthor. That is the rumor. Yes, I think James will go with comic book accurate things and things from animation. He's a big fan of all that. That's the beauty of having James Gunn involved in all of this, and I'm very excited. I'm here for it. Sad that Henry was treated the way he was. Sad that Snyder left the way he did. But I think we can all agree with the shit show we're getting here that it's time to move on. Blue Beetle, that would be awesome. I think it would. I think President Luthor is something they teased on Smallville as well in the series finale, which was brilliant. So yeah, that would be great. Oh my God, look at this. This phone, honestly, right? I've got the shittest phone. But basically, right, to cut a long story short, that's all the dirt on Amber Heard and Jason Momoa. Who knows if it's true or not? They also say in the article that Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot isn't coming back. MSC Productions, have you watched BBC Sherlock? And if so, do you think there will be a series 5 after the death of Eunice Stubbs? Mrs. Hudson 2 years ago. Stephen Moffat, the creator and showrunner, is desperate to do some more of that. But unfortunately, Benedict Cumberbatch and his co-star are very busy Hollywood stars, and that's what's stopping them from doing more. John, have you heard anything on a trailer for Joker 2? Well, I did think that maybe we may get something this month because it's just under a year now till the movie's released. We got a poster last week, a very exciting, interesting poster. I think we will get a trailer at some point by the end of this year. So, yes, I'm very excited for that movie. I've heard a lot of leaks from that movie. Very positive stuff. I trust Todd Phillips. I trust Matt Reeves. They know exactly what they're doing. We just need to move away from the DCEU and move to this future with DC Universe, because all this is proof that, it's not fit for purpose. It never was. This is damning. This is just damning. It just tells you that the thing was a shit show from day one, no matter what stands, say, or think. I love the Snyderverse, but at the end of the day, it was all problematic because you've got a self-indulgent creative who just wants to do his own thing. And this is the problem with auteurs. They're self-indulgent. Let me see if I can get that article back up again. Right, let's let that load up. And we'll see if there's anything juicy. That's why I came on, because of this juicy DC drama. But ultimately, I mean, the film could still be successful. Who knows? But I mean, ultimately, it probably won't be that successful, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about getting it out the way and starting again. And I think, once, this DC drama may sound bad, but once James Gunn starts announcing some casting, nobody's going to give a shit. Blue Beetle, do you think James will recast any of David Ayer's squad members? Well, we know that Will Smith didn't come back in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad out of loyalty to David Ayer. Unlikely that he comes back. I hope he does. Margot Robbie may even go. That's an interesting one. But mainly, he killed most of them off anyway. Viola Davis is staying as Amanda Waller. It's as simple as that. We are getting Rick Flag Sr., which I'm very, very excited about. And because it's a reboot, you could even get, Rick Flag Jr. back as well. We will see what James Gunn does there. But most of David Ayer's cast have already gone anyway, my friend. MFC Productions, do you think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will return in another Spider-Man film? Well, there's money in it. I don't even know what they're planning with the next Spidey film. It's going to be very, very interesting. And that is up to Sony. It's clear they're thinking deep and hard until they actually announce anything more. Apparently, they're hard at work. We will see. Blue Beetle, I'm still salty about Boomerang. Yeah, look, Jay Courtney as Captain Boomerang was fucking outstanding. I always found Jay Courtney very cardboard. That's the first time I saw Jay actually put personality into a role. Yeah, that was outrageous. But again, it's a reboot. He's not going to use Ayer's cast. He's going to use his own. He did it on purpose. He wants to bring his own people in. It's a shame because, as I say, Jay Courtney's Captain Boomerang was fucking awesome and it worked. But when you get new people in, this is what happens. Yeah, I'm disappointed about that because I really did like him as well. So let's see. Like The Flash and Blue Beetle, Aquaman can't shake its lame duck trappings with the DC universe getting overhauled under new leadership, marking Warner Brothers Discovery's CEO David Zaslav's top priority. In fact, none of the stars, right, this is what you'll want to hear. In fact, none of the stars cast by Zack Snyder for 2016's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice and 2017's Justice League, including Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Momoa, will reprise their roles in the new DC universe in character. Momoa may return, just not as Aquaman. Sources say the actor has engaged in talks to play Lobo either in the 2025 reboot Superman Legacy, written and directed by Gunn, or in a standalone film. In a confusing twist, Viola Davis, who played Amanda Waller in both of the recent Suicide Squad movies, will remain as that character. It's not confusing. And in the Gunn Saffron DC universe in next year's Max series, Waller. And possibly in the new Superman tempo. Another outlier is Gunn's Max series, Peacemaker, which will be back for a second season with John Cena in the lead. Meanwhile, there has been some confusion on the series front about who is the ultimate gatekeeper. Unlike the Marvel-Disney relationship in which Marvel controls the creative process and Disney merely releases the content, Max is creatively involved with the DC slate. Gunn and Safran don't enjoy the same autonomy as Marvel's Kevin Feige. I don't agree with you. A Max source says the collaboration between the DC team and the Max executives, Sarah Albury and Casey Bloys, has been seamless, including on the upcoming series, The Penguin. which was forced to shut down, blah, blah, blah. No problem there. Regardless, some on the lot are convinced that another company, most likely Universal, will buy Warner Brothers within 2 years, making recent DC subplots and upheavals feel quaint. Yeah, these are just people who work for Warner Brothers who think it might be sold. Who knows? In the run-up to the Aquaman sequel, Warner Brothers will outwardly back the film and hope for a China release like it's Barbie. The Flash and Shazam Fury of the Gods received, after all, the first Aquaman and nearly 300 million in China alone. But those types of China numbers are a thing of the past. Neither Barbie or the Flash landed anything close to Aquaman's Middle Kingdom, whatever that says, haul from 2018, earning 35.1 million and 25.9 million there respectively. That's because the Flash is shit, and so was Barbie. For now, neither Momoa nor Heard will be promoting the film, given the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, which will be over soon anyway. But if the strike ends soon, now that the WGA has come to terms, the stars will be junketing, making it difficult for Warner Brothers and Wan to avoid Heard's accusations that her role was significantly cut. At least 2 Heard scenes were cut from Aquaman 2. The thing is, they can blacklist her from being involved in the marketing. I don't think she will be involved. An action sequence that found Mira fighting Black Manta, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and a love scene with Momoa. According to individuals familiar with the production, other evidence of friction is hiding in plain sight. This summer, Momoa unfollowed Heard on Instagram. One source says he even blocked Heard from following him. Wow. Turmoil aside, the sequel might just work at the box office. The first Aquaman also was hung in early testing and found its footing in post-production. A studio source says Aquaman 2 is following a similar trajectory. Early tracking shows strong interest and puts the film's opening on par with the first Aquaman. Wow. Everybody's down on DC, but there is a chance, especially with the limited competition during the holiday season, that Aquaman could still play like a gangbusters because of the lack of product, says Jeff Block, a box office analyst with executive relations. Sometimes the right film at the right time is all you need. Wow, 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 what have I missed? John, Deadpool 3 might keep the same release date of May 2024. I don't know why they're reporting that. It was never going to change anyway. The film's done. Scott Edwards. Hello, Scotty. What's up? What's up yourself? So what? Does any of this actually matter? Right. I grew up in this industry, both in Hollywood and in the UK. Do you think this is the only time when actors haven't got on or an actor has turned up pissed on a set? Those Blu-ray extras you see, they're bullshit. They're fake. Being on a set is a very stressful environment. There's so many different things going on. You've got all these artists, wanting attention, right? So basically, it's never an easy bedfellow. So none of this really matters. It's interesting. It's a bit of gossip, but nobody's going to care come release. If this film is any good, people will go. If it's crap, people won't go. Now, the cut that I saw in the test screenings was outstanding. I enjoyed it, and I would entice you to give the movie a chance. Scott Edwards, so Mira will have an action sequence. No, it was cut. I did see the action sequence. It was pretty awesome. Very well choreographed, but I don't think you're going to get it. Scott Edwards, did you like the Ashoka series? No, I didn't, Scott. It was boring. It was slow paced. There was a lot of slow walking. There was a lot of filler. It was very disappointing. I was happy to see Hayden come back, but even that was nonsense. At the end of the day, it wasn't a good series with an underwhelming series finale. So no, Scott, I'll give you a straight answer. I did not like Ahsoka. I do not like Disney's Star Wars. And that's it for me. I will never watch Disney Star Wars. Filoni isn't the answer to Star Wars fans' prayers. Blue Beetle, is the second one better than the first film? That's That's a very, very interesting question because I really like the first film. You've got to understand what a test screening is. It's an unfinished movie, but I think this is a classic sequel, right? If you're a Trekkie and you like Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, a lot of people don't like the motion picture. I absolutely love the motion picture, but the second movie really, really goes dark and it gives you that brilliant cliffhanger and that heartbreaking death from Spock. And I think the first one is outstanding, but Empire Strikes Back. This is the Wrath of Khan, my friends. You know, buckle up. You know, it may look like a funny, light movie. It is fucking not. It's the real deal. It's James Wan. Look, as I've always said, this is why I back this movie over all the other movies. I really enjoyed Black Adam. It's better than Black Adam. It's better than The Flash. Definitely better than Blue Beetle. Definitely better than Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This is a proper fucking Christmas blockbuster. And as I say, go and see it because there's a lot of darkness and heartbreak in this movie. I'm supporting James Wan. I've told him on Instagram. He liked my comment to him. And I'm very excited for this movie. It's the last DCEU movie. I don't know if James Gunn's going to add anything to it to kind of tease the DC universe. But for James Gunn, the sooner Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is released, the better. Then we can move forward and just talk about the DC universe. Yark9, have you watched My Adventures with Superman? I refuse to watch it. Because I know the intentions. I've already seen the showrunner talking about representing a metropolis like the real world. I don't know what they've done to Lois Lane's hair. I'm not interested. No, I will not be watching that because it's WOKE and I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in people using Superman for current day politics. I'm not interested in people using Lord of the Rings for current day politics. I'm not interested. I'm interested in good entertainment. So right now I'm watching old stuff because I'm watching Superman the movie a lot right now. What a film. What beautiful detail. Amazing. Why can't we go back to doing things in the camera and only using CGI when they really need it? I don't care how much more expensive it is. Filmmakers and writers and Hollywood have become lazy. And if they want to start making money again, they need to buck their ideas up. So no, White Ark 9, I have not been watching My Adventures with Superman. Even the title tells you everything you need to know. Scott Edwards, will you still watch Star Wars films? No. I want Star Wars to be sold. I want a good company that wants to do something. I want maybe an independent company to buy, but they couldn't afford it. I want some. The problem is, Scott, I believe the only person who really knows how to do Star Wars is George Lucas. It's like the people who make Coca-Cola. There's a secret recipe. They won't reveal it. And that's what Star Wars is, the same secret recipe. The only way you can do a successful Star Wars is forget about streaming, focus on movies, and do what Zack Snyder suggested. New planets, new characters, new adventures. And leave the Skywalker saga alone. Once they decided not to adapt George Lucas's sequel trilogy, they should have done a Rebel Moon type couple of movies. Scott Edwards. So Mira will only have a minimal role. She's in it enough. I actually think if you actually measure it, the amount of time she's probably in it as much as the first movie, just slightly a little bit less. I mean, from what I saw, it was about 20 minutes. Who knows if she was cut even more? But I'll be there to watch the theatrical version of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I'm always excited to watch DC, but I am excited for the new future with James Gunn. I'll tell you why. I love Zack Snyder. I love his films, but I'm not here for Zack. I'm here for DC. I'm here for great entertainment. I'm here for great TV. I love Doctor Who. If you give me great Doctor Who, that's great. I don't care about your representation and your inclusion and your politics. Do whatever you want. I'm not opposed to that. But give me a great fucking doctor. Don't cast a female as the doctor, then hang her out to fucking dry. I was fine with a female doctor. Fine. But they hang her out to dry by making her dull and underwhelming and making the show dull and underwhelming. Scott Edwards, the Black Trident corrupts Black Manta. Well, he's already pretty corrupt from what I saw. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers, Scott. I think it exaggerates his personality, but it's not an excuse for his behavior, considering the way he was murdering people in that submarine in the early stages of the first Aquaman movie. There's no rewriting history for him. He's a bad fucking dude, right? But I do love the actor. He did a great job in the first movie, and I'm glad he was involved. And I think Jeff Johns was right to insist that Black Manta was involved in the first movie. Again, there for Zack Snyder, people will say, well, he shouldn't have interfered. Well, he was in charge, so he's allowed, just like Kevin Feige, is allowed to interfere because it's his name on the door, and if something's shit, he gets the blame. So when you're a director working for a cinematic universe that must make profit and be good and work, you can't just make all the decisions. That's not the way it works. If you want to be an auteur who isn't interfered, whose, creative freedom isn't interfered with, then at the end of the day, go and work for a small studio and make small properties, small projects, small films, right? Like Zack Snyder's doing with Rebel Man. Scott Edwards, what if the Mandoverse film looks promising? I don't think it will, because the Mandoverse TV shows are mainly shit as well. So I'm not interested. It's not Star Wars. Look, I watch Empire of Dreams a lot, and I mean a lot. And George Lucas explained what he wanted his Star Wars to be romantic, to have, romantic Errol Flynn type of jewels. It was based on the old Flash Gordon mini serials. It was a great idea. He took the best from pre-existing stories and books, and this is not what Star Wars is. Scott Edwards, the biggest mistake for Mandoverse is not setting it in its own timeline. I think the biggest problem that Mandoverse, thanks to Mr. Filoni, has become obsessed with adapting the animation. Adapting Ahsoka from animation to live action is a big mistake. Adapting Thawne hasn't worked either. But they haven't got an original bone in their body. And that's where the problem lays. New planets, new characters. You're not adapting George's sequel trilogy. Do something fucking new. Use your imagination. Do you remember that? An imagination. Remember that? I give up. That's why I'm watching old shit. I'm watching old shit. I don't care. I'm done with it. I am done with it all. I'm so done with modern day entertainment. I'm done with new Hollywood. I'm excited to see Aquaman. I'm excited for DC Universe, but I'm going to be very selective with my new content I watch. Scott Edwards, you think Rosario Dawson has done her best? I think Rosario is a great actor, a great person. I think she's lovely, and I think she was very excited to be playing Ahsoka, but she's not Ahsoka for me. There's only one Ahsoka, right? And that's Ashley Eccleston. Her voice is Ahsoka. And I understand why she couldn't play her, because Ahsoka's meant to be black, brown, whatever, right? So they didn't feel comfortable doing it. But at the end of the day, Ashley is Ahsoka, and you can't change that. When I hear Rosario Dawson, I don't think of Ahsoka. It doesn't work. Blue Beetle, have you played in Batman Arkham game? I haven't, no. Have I played any Batman Arkham games? I played once. I tell a lie. I did play it once. I'm not really a gamer, but I did enjoy it, yeah. Not really a gamer. Why have they got this damn bloody heart here and I can't bloody read it? How do you get rid of it? Get rid of it. Ridiculous. I don't know why they come up with stupid ideas. So I'm Movies TV Mad. I am Mick, your host with the most, and we've been breaking the news about drama on the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom set. Allegedly, Jason Momoa, drunk on set, dressed up as Johnny Depp, which I think is fucking hilarious, and demanding that Amber Heard get fired. We do not know if this is true or not. Scott Edwards, Superman Legacy starts filming in January. I've heard it's going to start filming in the spring around March or April. A slight delay, Scott, because of the industrial action. Of course, the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, are in negotiations with the studios, with streamers, with broadcasters. Hopefully by Friday, this thing will be over. I'm praying, because James Gunn has promised, once they're back to work, then he can start making some casting announcements. Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, and some other things as well. Hulk Girl. It's very, very exciting. Superman Legacy is going to be an expansive DC movie that not only gives us Superman, it introduces this brand new universe. And I'm very, very excited to see what we get. So yes, Superman Legacy should start shooting the spring of 2024. I can't wait. It's going to be very, very exciting. James Gunn can't really speak much because the actors are still on strike. If you haven't pressed like, please press like. I'm going to give you another 15 minutes of my time because I'm hungry, my throat is dry, and I'm about to collapse. Blue Beetle, Jason will probably get announced as Lobo next year. Yeah, I hope this drama on set hasn't lost him this gig. But I think, I think Lobo is a great Superman character. He's not a villain for me. He's an anti-hero. Love to see him in Superman Legacy. I hope it happens. I will do an editorial video lasting about 10 minutes for tomorrow where I talk about the rumours on Variety about Gal and Ezra not coming back and Lobo either being in Superman Legacy or his own movie. We'll get into that in an editorial as I did today about Lex Luthor. Scott Edwards, you think Wonder Woman exists in the DCU? Yes. But it's looking clearer and clearer now that it won't be Gal Gadot. And I'm kind of happy about that. I love her. I loved her in a Wonder Woman movie. But it's clear we need look, basically, I've said it before, I say it again. Despite everything that's been said, DC Universe is a full reboot with some of the same actors coming back, but with none of the history from the DCEU. At least that makes me happy, that we just get away from that universe. Use a few actors, mostly Gunn Suicide Squad characters and Peacemaker characters. I'm fine with that. Brand new universe, mostly a new cast, some previous members, that's fine. And I'm very happy. I'm a DC fan. I want this universe to succeed. I haven't got my irons in anybody's fire, whether that's James Gunn's fire, whether it's Zack Snyder's. I love them both as directors. I thought Snyder did a great job, but it wasn't for everyone. So I want this to work because I'm a fucking DC fan. I'm not here for directors. And I love Zack. And I love James. I love James Wan as well. But at the end of the day, I'm here for DC to be the best. And what's important to me is that DC is made to appeal to as many different DC fans, as many diverse DC fans as possible, rather than one fandom, because that isn't fair. If you're making an Elseworld universe that's the Snyderverse, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'd be peeing my fucking pants. I'd be really, really excited. But at the end of the day, as a central universe, the Snyderverse simply didn't work. And I know Stans won't like me hearing that because I love MOS. I like the Snyder Cut. I love BVS. But they simply didn't work for a mainstream audience. It's as simple as that. And they didn't make enough money. Again, factual. You want to see great DC movies that make money because the studio, we're in a capitalist environment. They need to make money. They need to make as much money as possible. That's why, they bought DC Comics over what? 4 or 5 decades ago, or however long they've owned it. I mean, they owned DC Comics, WB, prior to Superman the movie going into production. So think about that for a minute. So Blue Beetle, it's very hard to do an outright. Blue Beetle, it's very hard to do Elseworld universe when the main universe isn't well established. I mean, listen, the Batman and Joker are Elseworld movies, right? But it's not it's not a preconceived Elseworld. It's just a couple of movies that have nothing to do with each other and have nothing to do with DC Universe. And that's okay. When we're talking Elseworlds, Blue Beetle, we're talking about, let's say someone does a Plastic Man movie. Oh, it's in its own universe. Elseworld. Nothing to do with DC Universe. Do you get it? Joker's in his own universe, so it's fine. But, mainly they're calling it DC Elseworlds because they needed a place to put the Batman universe, the Batman cinematic universe, and the Joker cinematic universe somewhere. So it's fine. I'm happy that those two universes still exist because those directors, that's what's so good. You've got these self-indulgent auteurs doing their thing and not interfering with WB's bottom line. So that's what you want. You want them in their own corner. You don't want auteurs making movies for a central universe that don't appeal to as many people as possible. That isn't good business. I think 10 minutes to go, around 9-10 minutes to go. It's Cyprus. It's very hot. We had rain earlier, got a bit chilly. Now it's really, really hot. Blue Beetle, got to leave to walk my dog. Awesome. Enjoy. See you again soon, Blue Beetle. Thanks for your interactions. Hopefully you're a subscriber and hopefully you pressed like. Rolo. Hello, Rolo. So we're getting a whole new Justice League. It looks like it, yes. And, I spoke the other day. There's rumours that James Gunn could be adapting Justice League International, which is led by Maxwell Lord. Again, very exciting ideas I'm hearing from James Gunn. I'm more than happy for a brand new Superman, which we're getting, a brand new Batman, a brand new Wonder Woman, maybe a Kid Flash, maybe definitely a brand new Barry Allen if he continued with Barry Allen. But Blue Beetle, see you all. Yeah. See you later. Sorry, that was a bit rude because I'm full in conversation. But yes, Blue Beetle, see you later. Thank you for joining. Yes, Rolo. So I'm quite happy with a brand new Justice League. I've got 3 Snyderverse movies that I love. I've got a great Aquaman movie and looking forward to seeing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I don't need to keep on fighting for this. If it continues by some miracle in its own little corner, I'll be more than happy. If Netflix were to buy it, unlikely, but if they did, I'd be happy. But I'm not, and I'm quite happy to have, hashtag, sell Snyderverse to Netflix or restore the Snyderverse. I'm happy to do that. But James Gunn is doing this. It's happening. And I will judge him on what he does, not on what he tweeted over a decade ago, not who his friends are or what he said, because at the end of the day, we can look historically at what I've said, what you've said in the past, and it probably wouldn't be great. We can find dirt on each other. I understand the Snyder fans are very angry, but you're not stopping him from doing what he's going to do. Rolo, did you hear about George McKay replacing Ezra as the Flash a while ago? George McKay, I did hear. I don't know who George McKay is, to be honest with you. Isn't McKay a director? Anyway. I think we're going to hear, I think whoever's playing the Flash, look, I think there's going to be a pre-existing Justice League. There could be a pre-existing Justice Society. Who knows? Rolo, he's an actor from 1917. Really? He must be old then. Joking, you mean the movie, don't you? Yeah, I've never heard of him. The surname does look familiar because I think there's actually a director with the surname McKay. So I've got to be confused anyway. Yeah, well, we'll see. There's lots of rumours. Look, I'm happy to talk about rumours, but I won't talk about things as facts until James Gunn confirms them. He's confirmed David Corenswet as Superman. Yes, great fan casting. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Great casting. Go and watch her. in the fabulous Mrs. Maisel, or Miss Maisel. Maisel. Brilliant actor. She's going to be a great Lois. And stop saying stupid shit about her features. It's dumb, it's cruel, and it's mean just because you're upset that, you know, things are not going to continue, right? Be respectful. But, yeah, great Lois. So that's what we've got so far. There's a lot of other rumours. We know that, you know, Viola Davis will continue as Amanda Waller. Fine with that. John Cena will continue as Peacemaker. I'm fine with that. John is an excellent addition to DC. And I'm very excited for Peacemaker Season 2, which won't be canon to the DCEU and won't be canon to Peacemaker Season 1. So how James does all of this is going to be interesting. It's also quite exciting, if you ask me. But yeah, I'm, you know, always happy, either on here or on Twitter, to talk about rumours. But I won't talk about them like they're facts, because we don't know what's factual and what's not. Rola, remember when you said Waller was wrapped? Did a source tell you that? I don't need a source to tell me that. I mean, people tell me things. People have told me that, but I don't need anyone to tell me that. I know kind of how many months ago they showed, you know, we had a little tease. Was it somewhere something happened and they were teasing it? But yeah, that is finished. That was in production a very long time ago. And I'll explain to you, like I explained to most people, Waller was always happening prior to Gunn becoming co-CEO of DC Studios. He was always doing that, and he's not fully involved with that. He's got a couple of other people involved in that. So it's not really a total James Gunn thing, but obviously he set the thing up. It's a Peacemaker spin-off. So he was always doing that. He was always doing Creature Commandos, and he was always doing a Superman movie prior to becoming co-CEO of DC Studios. Now he's taking these things and putting them in his new universe, and that's what's happening. But yeah, Waller is done, it's ready to go, and it's going to be released next year. So will the Penguin, so will Creature Commandos, so will Joker. So actually quite an exciting year to be a DC fan, a more positive one than this year, because basically these movies were always going to be bad, always going to have controversy, like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. We just need to move away from the DCEU now. It's done. It was interesting. It was exciting at the time. It's gone. There's nothing we can do with it. It is going. James Gunn is in charge of DC now, whether people like it or not. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. But you can be constructive with your criticism. That's fine. You can critique James Gunn's work. What you can't do is keep on boring on about historic tweets and calling him the P word, because these are things I'm not interested in hearing. Because if you're going to call someone something as disgusting as the P word and accuse them of something like that, at least have some evidence. Otherwise, you deserve to be sued. Don't make up fake posts about Facebook posts. Don't make up fake Facebook posts. You know, these are things, look, you're not going to get him fired. The only way James gets fired is if his stuff flops. If Superman Legacy flops, he's done. His pieces are done. So if you want to pray to whatever God you pray to every night that he fails, then that's the only way he's going to be fired. But he isn't going to be fired because you found some shit he said once. That is in total support of Saffron and Gunn. So his universe is going forward, whether people like it or not. And, you know, I've been mixed about James Gunn, but I do love his CBN content. There's nothing he's done that I don't like. Guardians 1 to 3, outstanding. The Suicide Squad, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have to be your opinion. This ain't a dictatorship. The Suicide Squad, outstanding. Peacemaker, outstanding, with outstanding themes. You know, the kind of themes I enjoy. You know, so very good at CBMs. He hasn't dropped the ball. He's never missed. Rolo, I think if Vaughn and Mangold do the Authority and the Swamp Thing, then Gunn's universe is just fine. Well, I don't think it has to be Mangold. I mean, Mangold missed dramatically with the latest Indiana Jones. Don't forget. It was Mangold, wasn't it? So at the end of the day, Vaughn. Oh, yeah, Mangold's doing Swamp Thing. I'm happy with Vaughn to be involved, but you know, Rolo, you're talking like they're the only two creatives in the world. I'm quite happy for a number of creatives to be involved in this, and unknown creatives who maybe have just come out of film school. I think we need new blood in this industry as well, not using the same superstar director names every time. I think Vaughan is good. I think he's hot and cold. And Mangold, as I say, just dropped the ball with Indiana Jones, but that wasn't his film. He was basically being told what to do. You know, he didn't want to use who was used in that film. It wasn't a great indie film. It was always going to flop because of the political extremism going on in the industry, and especially at Disney today. It's very sad. I grew up watching Disney animation, beautiful, you know, cartoons with beautiful stories, with beautiful morals, and that's all gone. So I think Gunn, look, from what I'm hearing from Gunn and what the rumors are, I think Gunn's got some really good ideas. He's a comic book guy. So we're going to give him a chance. Well, not we. I'm not speaking for anyone. I'm going to give him a chance. I've been honest about everything. I didn't like the misinformation at first, the teasing of comic book panels that allegedly had nothing to do with the movies. I didn't like the, you know, the, let's say, the dishonest stuff like it's the Flash movie is the best film, one of the best DC films I've ever seen. Wasn't happy. I wasn't happy that they were saying Tom Cruise loved the movie when Tom Cruise hasn't actually said that. I didn't like that shit, and I stand by what I said. And I stand by that I said that I was a bit nervous about James Gunn making Superman Legacy, because he wrote the movie, and he's more than capable of writing a great Superman movie. But it's clear he hesitated before agreeing to direct it. And that worried me. And that should worry any fan of any character when someone's hesitant to do something. But I do feel he's serious now, and he's got some good ideas for Superman. And that's what I want. I want him to be in this. I want his head in this game, because this could be the last Superman film I ever see. You know, there may not be any more Superman films if this isn't successful. I'm 51 years old. You know, we may not get another Superman film for 20 years if this doesn't work out. So I'm fully on board. Superman is my favorite character in fiction. He means a hell of a lot to me. I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Superman. Well, if it wasn't for Christopher Reeve's Superman, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for Smallville, I wouldn't be here today. Something that helped, two versions of my favorite character in fiction that helped me want to stay. I wanted to as a small boy. You know, so Superman's always been there for me when I've been on my lowest, you know, when I've been at my lowest and I felt that life really wasn't worth going on with. Superman lifted me up. Isn't that amazing? A character that's not real, keeping you going. When you hear people talking about people in their mother's basement, and why do you care so much? Why is it so important? Why is every minute of your life thinking about fictional characters in tights? It does matter. It matters to people. It is important. It may not be important to you, but, you know, maybe standing by a train, watching trains go past, isn't important to most people, but it is to train spotters. And you don't understand. You know, we can laugh at train spotters, but to them, it's important. And to me, I love film. I love entertainment. And it means something to me. Good films and good entertainment move me. That's why I've got a collection. That's why I talk about movies. That's why I call myself Movies TV Man on here, on Instagram and on Twitter, because these things matter to me. And they don't have to matter to you. Anyway, thank you very much for attending this live. Your main headlines. Allegedly, Jason Momoa turned up drunk on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, dressed up as Johnny Depp, jewelry and all, well done, hilarious, don't know if it's true, and demanded that Amber Heard get the sack. According to Variety, from the same article as well, Elon Musk interfered and stopped Amber from being fired, and none of the original Justice League are coming back for James Gunn's and Peter Safran's brand new DC universe, something that I'm absolutely fine with. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just started girlfriends and your wives. I will see you again tomorrow, either live or on an editorial. I want to really get into this Variety article a bit more, not reread it or anything, but take some of the information, like none of the Justice League returning, and really getting into it. Now, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Gal isn't coming back. I don't think Gal was ever coming back. I mean, James Gunn said she was coming back. He said it a couple of times. So we'll see what happens there. If she comes back, great. If she doesn't, I'm not really bothered. I will see you again tomorrow. But if you can't live without me, come and join me on Twitter right now. Until I see you again, goodbye. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for the 4 likes. Thank you for attending. Thanks for the bags of comments. I hope I replied to your comments the way you wanted me to. I really enjoy doing these lives. We'll be back at it again. I'm hungry and I need a lager. See you later.